All right, guys, welcome back. We actually are kind of prepared this week, which is so good for us, which I'm excited.
Are we?
So, well, sort of. I had, I went on and asked because I feel like, I mean, if you've been listening to our last couple episodes, we feel like we've covered kind of like the basics of everything, especially like you Google and it's kind of like the hottest topics, not the basics. I should just say the hottest topics that people talk about on Google. And so I just went and asked, and I was like, guys, I need some help. What should we talk about? And somebody put on there, oh shit, now I didn't think of how it was. Would you adopt? So can like me and Delancey, would we adopt? So I thought that was a great question because I don't think we've ever really openly discussed it on the podcast. I mean,
We
because
haven't.
we've
We
gone
haven't
more,
openly discussed that.
yeah, because we've kind of gone more like adoptee kind of topics, those kinds of things. So
Hmm.
this is going to be really fun. So I'll just have Delancey go and start on
Why am I
with.
starting? Why don't you start? Why do I
Okay.
gotta go first?
Do you want me to
You
start?
you know what? Here we go. Here we go. Milena, would you adopt?
Yes, I totally would.
Okay,
100%
why?
would.
Why?
Just because for me personally, I know everything that it's done for me. And that's
Hmm.
like the best thing that I love about it. Like, I look back and I was able to grow up with a mom and a dad. I was able to, have and I'm not saying this happens to everybody, but I was able to grow up with a mom and a dad who believed
Hmm.
in God and who did everything in their power to provide for me in every single way that they could, physical, mental,
Hmm.
all those kinds of things. And to be able to give another kid that opportunity, I don't feel like it's ripping them apart from their stupid families. That was really strong, but that's how I feel because I hate it. I feel like
Very strong.
it's giving that kid an opportunity to, and I actually wanted to share this with you earlier, and I should have off air, but you guys will kind of hear it when we have another guest come on because I talked to her. I've been texting her to get her, and she's adopted, has
Hmm.
adopted, I should say. She has adopted, and I'm excited for her to come on with her son. I told you about them. And
Hmm.
she told me that she has always felt like God has a special, like, has a special place in his heart for children that are adopted. And he knew before we like came to this earth that he knew what he was going to put us through, and he knew it was going to be hard, and he knew there was going to be hardships, but like each of us have this special little light. I told her she has to re-say it because it's so damn good. Like, she's just like, the adopted children are special, like extra special in God's eyes because they are able to go through this thing of not being with their own and into these families, because she agrees with us, there's no right or wrong way to form a family, no
Hmm.
right or wrong
Yeah.
way. And so I just thought it was amazing. Like, I thought it was so cool because I've never had anybody say like those kind of specific words to me before about children being adopted. Is pretty much is what she was pretty much what I took from it, is that we're badass. And I did tell her that. I'm like, I am a
I'll
badass.
agree
And
with
she's
that.
like, but you know what
I'll
I mean?
agree.
Like, I thought it was
No, no,
awesome.
yeah.
And
Well, I mean, and you have to think back too. Like even with our upbringings and raised the way that we were, I mean, face we face things different than most people. I mean, everyone faces adversity. Everyone faces some kind of prejudice or everything like that. But I mean, when you are at the end of the day, when you're I don't even know. There's just no other way to say it. When you're a different race in the family that's raising you, that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? And like, I may not have experienced it as directly growing up as others have experienced it. However, in my adult life, I have experienced that where people will say just, I'm trying to think of a way to say this in the nicest way possible. Uh, Backhanded compliments.
dumb shit, stupid shit things, I'll say it.
What you just said, that part, we all know that when it comes down to it, like I like Melena speaks for me on things like that, because I do not say things like that
She's good.
on air.
She contains her
Um,
mouth. She's
yeah,
good.
I've just like I made that commitment to try to clean that up a little bit. But it's just when you just face things, because people will say offhanded things that you're just going like, you really thought that was a good idea for that to leave your mouth? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you? So I love that you said that. I, I mean, you would love to give those opportunities, and I mean, adopted children are special. All children are special. I mean, not even a
Correct.
lot. All children are special. I
Correct.
mean, it's not our fault that we got a little bit of extra sparkle in our light. It
It's
just is what
true.
it is.
Amen.
But to follow up with your question, because you have children, so if God was to present you with an opportunity to adopt, do you think that would be like a hesitation? Because you have, I mean, you have little ones, like
No,
little ones, bedtime type little ones.
not at all. Not a hesitation one bit. And I know my husband would be on board 100% with it just because I've tried to get him to come on here. He's very shy. If you know my husband, he's very, very shy. I know.
He is
I
shy.
I want him to come on, but he's very shy. But he 100% would support, like 100% would support.
Hmm.
But because he knows how important it is, like how much,
Hmm.
I shouldn't say even like important, just how much it has meant to me. And because honestly, if I was not placed for adoption, I wouldn't, and I say this to you probably all the time, Delancey, I wouldn't know
Hmm.
you, but like I wouldn't know anything of my life that I have now. And I'm not saying that my life in Colombia wouldn't be just as good.
It would just be different.
Correct. But I just feel like there's so many different things with the way that I grew up. Like I,
Hmm.
have kids with a husband. Does that make sense? Not like,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying kids out of wedlock isn't horrible, but it's a lot easier for you to kind of just, you know what
I
I
was about to
mean?
say we were kids out of wedlock.
Yeah, it's true.
We're not
It's true.
horrible, but I mean, like it's true. I mean, the point you're making is it's very true. Kids out of
Yeah,
wedlock, it's not horrible. That doesn't make them bad people. I mean, because
correct.
they didn't, it wasn't their choice. They're here.
Right, right.
But I can see what you mean. Like it would just be. I mean, it would be different.
It'd be different. And it's not that I wouldn't have support because I see like how much my birth family rallies around all the grandbabies that are down there. And I know I'd have
Hmm.
support, but I know I would have to fight tooth and nail for the smallest things every single day. And here I still
Hmm.
have to fight for things, but
Hmm.
it's not like if I was in Colombia. So hell yeah, I would adopt to answer that question. I totally would because just the joy that it brings, and I don't give a shit what color you are or what you look like. Like family can be family however you want it to be. It doesn't have to
Family's
be
family.
all white people, all black people, all, you know what I mean? It's so stupid.
Which that's like the most ridiculous thing ever. I mean, family is family, like you said. Like it just. I mean, there's family you're born into, and there's family you choose.
Yeah. Exactly.
And sometimes your family
Exactly.
gets chosen for you, which is, I mean, I don't know. Family's family. I like that statement.
Yeah.
Family is family.
Family's family.
End of the day.
Okay, your turn.
Trying to avoid it. Even though like I know it's gonna come to me, I'm still like, do I want to answer this question? Would I adopt 100%? Absolutely. Yes. Um, I just I don't know. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I had this thought process that I was going to do exactly what my parents did. And this is, when I was younger, before like I realized what I actually wanted out of life. And that was I was gonna like get married, we were gonna have two kids, and we were gonna adopt two kids, just like my parents did, because that was the end all be all. And
Yeah.
then I just like that was to me, that was like the perfect family dynamic.
Yeah.
It worked so great for our family. Like I'm gonna continue the trend. But as I got older, I realized that um I really feel like I'm a little bit different from most women. Um, I'm gonna catch so much hate for this.
No, you're not.
The thought of being pregnant freaks me out. And I don't mean like it scares me. I mean it weirds me out. Like I'm so happy for other women who want to do that. It's just not a thing for me. I realized later like it's never really been a thing for me. I would
Okay.
love to have kids, but I don't want to have kids. Does
That's
that make sense?
okay. No, 100%. Yeah.
Like it's because people like I've said that before, and people are like, we talked about this before we even started recording. They're like, You don't want your own kids. If I adopt, they're my own kids.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
they don't have to come from my DNA to be my kids. Like they just don't. I mean,
Right.
if God sees it for me to do that, then okay, I'm not going to question his plan. However,
Right.
it's not something that I want to seek out. So I have, as I have gone through my adult life, um, I've thought about, I keep going back and forth if I want to adopt when they're babies or if I want to do something like foster to adopt or foster. I keep going back and forth, and especially the more we learn about everything and how everything works, I just I just honestly feel as though I have been called into a position, especially with everything I've learned in life and how much my life has changed and evolved over the years, and
Yeah.
especially the last couple of years. But I really feel like I'm just like my heart is called to help children in some way, shape, or form. And I almost feel like that's going to be more towards the fostering side
I love it.
because I just think that that's going to be a good fit for me to be able to help kids because I don't look at like adopting as like I'm helping a kid out, but I want to be an influence like my parents were. I want to be an
I
influence
love
like my
that.
sisters were. You
I love
know,
that.
I posted on my Instagram the other day something that my second sister had sent me in a text message. I mean, this was 10 years ago. She sent it to me. It was a Bible verse. I was going through a kind of a hard time, and it was a Bible verse talking about how, you know, if you keep your eyes on God, He's going to guide you. He's the shepherd. Like, you're strong. You've got this,
Yeah.
is essentially what the verse said. And I just, the more I look back, the more I think about it, it's just like, I don't know when God's going to present that to me, but I just know that's what he's going to do for me.
Yeah.
If like I just know it, like I just feel it in my heart that that's how it's going to work. That when things fall in place and whomever I'm supposed to whatever man he has for me, that he is going to feel the same way that we are going to. I mean, he may
100%.
have kids, he may not. I don't know how that's going to look. No
Right.
clue. No
Right.
question, but that together that we will both, you know, adopt a child, potentially foster. Like I really just feel like that's where my heart's at. Like I that's what God has been gearing me for. You know, God takes everything that you go through and that's your armor, essentially. Not just his word, but your experiences become your armor. And I
Ooh,
really
I
feel
love
like
that.
that's what he's equipped me with. Like
Ooh,
he
I
has equipped me
love
with
that.
the armor to be able to help other kids understand. And, you know, some
It's
people
going to
may
be the
not
quote
think
for the week.
that.
Damn, Delancey, you and your good words.
I don't know why you keep doing that. I just take it from movies. I'm just kidding. I have
No.
no idea.
No. And the thing I love is that Delancey was 100% honest because in this day and age, you say
Man, you
anything
get
and
looked at like you're
people,
crazy when you say, especially in the
yes.
South. In the
And
South, if you tell people that you have no interest in being pregnant, you get told you're a freak. There's no other
it's
way to put that.
ridiculous.
I've been told by so many different people when I say that I do not want to be pregnant. I do not want to I don't want to do that. I've been told by so many people, that's okay, honey. You still have time. You'll change your
What?
mind. And I'm just like, it takes everything in me not to look at them and go, are you crazy? Like how dare you? Like I get it, that was your choice and that was what worked for you, but that's just not where my heart is. It's just not, and
Mm,
it has never been where my heart is. And I finally got to the point in my life where I can vocalize that
I
and
love
tell
that.
people that and be
I love
strong
that.
behind it and not be scared to tell people I don't want to do
Good.
that.
I love that.
And it's one of those things of, I mean, heck, it ended a relationship before the relationship even got started,
Right.
which was a good thing. Like you have to be,
Correct. Because they're not
that's another thing.
exactly. No, and
Man, I'm
I
telling you, in the South, I'm so sorry to cut you off. In the South,
no, you're
by the
fine.
time you're my age, I'm old people. I'm not even gonna tell you how old I am. I'm just gonna let you guess.
She's not old.
But I'm old.
No, she's
If you're
not.
not married with kids by my age, a lot of people in the South look at you like there's something wrong with you.
That's so gross. That
It's
really upsets
sad.
me. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had
Oh
to
no,
just go ahead
and
and get that off my chest real quick.
no, and you're fine culture here in Utah. If you're not married by the time you're 20 with a baby in a year, you're looked at like you're psycho. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought that was just a southern thing, but apparently people in
No.
Utah got crazy too.
Yep, no, because I mean, if you know me, I got married at 19, turned 20 a month later, and then, but we waited 5 years to have kids because I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing it.
For
I'm not
you.
doing it.
Good for
And
you.
we were definitely one of the last to have kids, and there's people that are my age that have kids that are freaking old, and I'm like, I'm so glad we waited. And one thing I wanted to say too, the thing that makes like irks me is there's so many people that are going to be like, well, you can have children. I like, and this is not come. Ooh, I'm probably gonna get some heat. People coming out with
Probably. I'm gonna
infertility
tell you.
because like it's your own personal choice what you want to do. And it really
Hmm.
drives me nuts when people think that they can say what's best for other people, because I have a friend who she has 3 kids and she every single time has hated being pregnant. Hated it. They've
Hmm.
wanted kids, but she absolutely hates pregnancy. And she hates vocalizing that because then people are like, you just need to be grateful. You just need to be grateful that you can even get
That
pregnant, that you
part.
can even have babies. And it's like, okay, sorry that like my trial isn't somebody else's trial, but you don't know all the shit
Hmm.
that goes on in my life. And I have way different trials
Hmm.
than somebody that you know, and I'm not trying to take away from
Yeah.
infertility. Some people are probably gonna get their blood boiled. But what I'm saying is like,
Oh,
however people want to do things to bring babies to this earth is how they want to do it. And it's nobody's damn say or how they want to
that
bring babies
part.
into their family. Like,
Well,
leave them
that
alone.
part. Well,
Shut the
like I
fuck
mean,
up.
because at the end of the day, it's not your business how somebody wants to build their family.
It's so true.
It's just not. It's just not. It's like if however that child is going to be loved and given direction and given opportunities and like back up, just like back up, and instead of trying to tell people what to do with their families, how
Mm-hmm.
about you support them with their families?
Yeah, amen.
Because people aren't going to listen whenever you point your finger and you're like,
Mm-mm.
ew, you're complaining about being pregnant. I can't like do this or I can't do that. And I love my favorite. Oh my God. I had one girl tell me, oh my God, I love being pregnant. You would love it too. You need to experience it.
Gross.
Okay. I do not have to experience, you know, a broken bone to know that I'm not going to like it.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I just know that there are just certain things that I would truly enjoy and that I'm going to do, and certain things that I will not truly enjoy.
Right.
I don't like being sick. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm a wuss. I'm not okay with it. And just for whatever reason, it just, I don't know. And you know what? Anyone out there that's listening to this and they feel this way, it's okay for you to feel that way. Do not let people make you think that there's something wrong with you because you don't want to have a baby. You're normal. You're okay. It's your life. It's your journey.
Seriously.
But
And you can, if you're watching this YouTube, you can see how uncomfortable it makes Delancey thinking about it. And that is like
it
the body
does.
don't lie, man. The body don't lie.
Mm-mm.
And if she don't want to do it, leave her the alone and let her do it she
I'm
wants.
telling you, like, just like there will be times that people will be talking about it. And I've had to work very, very hard to just not
Right.
like
Yeah.
like physically because like I'm sure you picked up on like I start shifting back and forth like
Yep.
just
Yep.
like
And
it
that's
makes me
okay.
very and exactly it's okay to be that. So for me, circling back to the original question, adoption 100%. I'm not sure how that's going to fit into my life. I'm
Right.
just like just kind of following how I'm supposed to follow and get my life together, but I just know that it's going to be a part of my life. Somehow, some way, it's going to fit. And I really feel like that's what I'm called to do. Like that's in my heart that I'm supposed to do. So yeah,
Well, and
100%.
it's and I love that. And it's crazy how it can happen because now that I'm thinking about it, my brother actually had a friend when I was little that his mom passed away and his dad, I don't know if he had to go away for work or for something, but he literally like lived with us. And that's what
Hmm.
I'm saying. Like, you don't have to like it doesn't have to be on concrete paper of adopting somebody. There's ways that
Exactly.
people can come into your life. Like my kids could get
Hmm.
older and have a friend who has some traumatic shit going on at home or something happens
Mhm.
or and then they come and live with us for a bit, granted because maybe they don't want to go be with their family, and you just take
Exactly.
what I mean. There's so many different ways it can happen. There's not one set way that it can
Exactly.
happen. Like,
Exactly. And you don't ever, I just don't ever want to, I just don't want to shut my heart off to anything like that. Like
yes.
all of that stuff out. And like, and I know somebody's probably gonna turn around and be like, "So you shut your heart off to being like, being a mother and being pregnant." Ew. Just, I
Sit
mean, and
down,
I'm not
Rhonda.
trying to, yeah, I'm not trying to say ew, like for everybody else. I'm saying that for me, because that's just, like, there's a family in my church that they have twin little boys, and
Uh-huh.
I say little boys, they're gonna die. They're in seventh grade, and one of the boys, right? I say little boys, and we're thinking like 5-year-olds. No, they're in seventh grade.
That's hilarious.
But one of their sons, they call me his church mom. Like I'm his church mom. Like I'm the one that when they walk in the doors, go find Delancey. Go find Delancey. She's your church mom. She's responsible for you now. And then
Aww.
I like, it's one of those things of, I love things like that. I love, like, it's just so hilarious. One of the graduate assistants that I work with in the athletic department
Yeah.
calls me Mama Delancey,
See?
because I'm like, did you put sunblock on? You didn't put sunblock on? That's okay. I got sunblock. Here you go. You need a band-aid? I got a band-aid. Hold on. Like I have everything. Like I mean, it's one of those things of, I just feel like there's a place in the world for people like me who don't want to do that, but we want to take care of people.
Well, and
We
there's no
want
right or
to.
way to become a mom. You don't have to be concrete babies coming out of your freaking, I won't say it. Sorry, I'll be clean
I was
though.
gonna say, don't
But
say
you
it,
know what I
don't say it. I'm gonna stop you. Don't say it. Don't.
but you know what I
We are
mean?
gonna get banned from every single podcast station if you say that. Don't say that.
But no, seriously, it doesn't have to come from you to make you a mother. It's just how
Exactly.
I feel. It's just how I feel.
Exactly. I agree
Hello,
with that.
like me and Delancey are living proof of that. But yeah, like
Facts.
right. So, and I don't know. I know there's like, uh, I truly don't understand what scares people like adopting. Like, I get like the wait, and I'm excited because we've got other people coming on that Delancey found. I won't even go there, but I'm
Oh my
excited. Like,
gosh.
I get there's like the
I
weight
cannot
and the
wait for that.
turmoil and the heartache, and things can fall through and all those kinds of things. But like, that's one thing that I wish they'd make freaking adoption just easy. Like, why can't it just be easier? Why can't it just be
But like
easier
at
and
the
more affordable? Like,
no, it
what
should
the
be easier.
fuck? Why do we have to
But
spend
like
40
at
grand to
the
like get a baby to come to our family?
but like at the same time though, like, why can't it be easier? I guarantee you there is a parent that is listening to this right now, or they know somebody as they're listening to this, and they're sitting there thinking to themselves, goodness gracious, why can't my teenager just be easier?
Yeah.
And that's their kid. I mean, it
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's what frightens people about adoption, which
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've said this numerous times over and over and over and over and over again. I'm just going to say it again. If the kid does not have to be biologically connected to you or not for for it to be a teenager and just like want you, like, just to bring
Seriously.
all perspective of things that are good
Yep.
because they're teenagers.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't understand why people are afraid of it. And I don't understand why people don't open their hearts a little bit more to learn at least a smidgen about it so
Yeah.
that they understand it. Because
Right.
I'm all for people like asking questions, but when you ask the same question over and over again, it tells me that you're just not listening
Correct.
and you're not learning.
100%. Yeah.
And that was a tangent that I went on for zero
No.
reason. You're welcome.
No, it's good and I love it because it fits right in with even the kind of conversations we've had in the past about like things that are
Mhm.
adoptive parents, adopt
Just let it happen. It's okay. Take your time.
adoptive parents have the fear. I understand the fear with that because they find adoptees who are like, screw the world, everything sucks, blah, 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 blah. I get that. And
Hmm.
that's where I get where the fear comes in. But that's why we try and do so much on what we do is to be like,
Hmm.
hey guys, we're real life. We still have gone through shit. We have learned how to combat that shit, even though it still haunts us sometimes. But we have both
Hmm.
learned you turn to God and you try and do as much as you can to not let shit rule your life. It's okay if you want to wallow in it
Man,
for a
that
day,
part.
but ooh, you know what I mean? And that's where it's really, really hard. Like, because me and her could both pull the race card a lot. Me and Delancey both could with like because we're both a different race in our family. But it's like
Hmm.
Delancey fits in pretty well, like with hers, but like me, I'm
I
very different. But
blend.
people
I
she
blend
does.
very. I
But
blend
like
very well.
other people could and like with me, like it's so different and I could be so pissed off that like I don't understand that. Like ugh, with that kind of
But
stuff.
like,
It's like, well, they need to
it's one of those things that's like,
know.
it's such wasted energy to be pissed
Yeah,
about something that you can't change.
exactly.
You know, it's
Exactly.
just, it's just, it just is what it is. So, and oh my gosh, who was it that just said, someone just said this to me the other day, it was a friend of mine. Ugh, I've given him a shout out on my Instagram a couple times. And I'm giving him a little credit here too, but I was a little stressy about something, and he even said, he was like, why? He's like, what is it that you always say, like you and Melena always say, like on your podcast, like, don't worry about stuff like you can't fix, or like there's just don't waste your energy on things like that. And I'm just sitting there going, really? Really? You're gonna throw my podcast at me? And he goes, yeah,
It's
you're
so
wasting
funny.
energy. And he goes, control what you can control and don't worry about the other stuff. He's like, you're wasting your energy. There's no point. And he goes, you have too much like positivity, like too many good things going on. Like you focus on the victories. And I'm just over here going,
But I love that you shared that because it shows that you're human. Because we always talk about, don't let it weigh you down. But then right there, Delancey's like, I had a shit day and I was starting to wallow in
dude.
it. And then it's like, oh, I need a reminder. Okay, be angry at it,
Mhm.
figure out what you need to, and move on.
And then move
Like,
on.
just, yeah,
And
like,
then move on.
yeah. And
Like
sometimes
I think that's the
it's
hard
longer than
part is
others.
like
Yeah.
reminding yourself. Like we say it a lot, but like there'll be
And
those
we know
moments
better.
where it's just like
Yeah, exactly.
kind of
100%.
wallow in it a little longer than we should.
Because we're human.
But we're
Like,
human.
it just happens. But the thing is like we don't wallow in it forever and we don't go on our social medias and attack
Oh
people.
God, no.
Like,
God, no. Because this is the way I look at it. If I could post something now, I have posted some sassy stories lately. I have. Not like last week and maybe the I think it was last week I posted some sassy stories. And maybe the week before that. But like every once in a while there'd be some sassy stories in there. However, it was very good advice at the same time
right.
of like, don't let things bother you, like whatever, move on from it and different things like that.
Yeah.
However, I just lost my train of thought. Like it just derailed completely.
You were talking about like, oh god, that we were human and that stories and that we're positive, but oh, attacking people. Like you don't want to just go on and post the nasty. Post
Oh,
the
that's what it
nasty.
is. Thank
Yeah,
you. I'm
post the
so glad
negative.
you said that. See, y'all, she has to keep me on track sometimes. But like that's the thing. It's like I think I want to say in the middle of all of that, I posted something about struggling with negative self-talk. Oh no, it was the gossip thing. That's what it was. It was the gossip thing. Something about if people are gossiping about you, just let them.
Yeah.
Like I've just learned that I think it was something like the quote said, the meme said, if people are gonna gossip about you, go ahead and let them. Heck, I just had someone tell me that I've been doing crack for however many days. I didn't even know that about myself. I'm excited to see what I do next weekend. I thought that was hysterical. And then I started
I do
thinking about it. And I
too.
was like, you know what? That's so true. Don't like, don't just don't even bother about it. And so when I posted it, I just thought it was something funny and said, like, if people are going to gossip, just let them. Don't waste your energy on it. Well, I had a girl message me saying, thank you so much for always being so honest about everything. You're always so honest, and I appreciate that. She listens to our podcast too. And she's like, you and Melena are always honest. You're always straightforward,
Boop.
and people don't talk about things like that. People don't talk about it. And I'm sitting there thinking about it, going, on my bad days, I either don't post anything or I post more, like extra
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
positive stuff, because it doesn't matter if you have 100 followers, 10 followers, or a million followers. You are going to influence somebody. So when you post negative stuff about being angry and pissed off and mad and just degrading people and being rude and nasty, you're spreading that energy and you're influencing somebody else. And then that person will influence somebody else and somebody, and it's a chain reaction. And we don't need that. We need just like,
Yeah.
they're having a bad day, take a break from social media because it's probably social media that's causing it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. No, no. And I no. And I love that. There was a
That
quote
was
I
a
was looking
tangent.
at to see if it related with you, but it didn't relate with you. It had the word gossip in it, but it wasn't anything that was like what you're talking about. So I was looking at my phone because I'm like, oh, I wonder. And no, it doesn't go with what Lindsay was saying at
Oh,
all.
there was another one I posted recently that said, if you don't know the whole story, shut up. And
It's
it
so
had the finger
true.
over the mouth. And I was like,
It's so
some people
true.
will benefit from that. And like, that's what I mean by sassy stuff. Like,
No,
that's been my thing
I,
lately.
amen. Amen. And it's just, that's the thing I don't understand. Oh, and this is one thing I wanted to read you today too, because I posted a new reel about kind of how um people are always like, I don't know how you can love an adopted child like your own. And one girl commented and she's like, do people seriously say this? I'm like,
Yes.
unfortunately, yeah,
Yes.
they do. No. And then she goes, it blows my mind. They must lack that. Wait, what?
Uh-oh. Was that a wordy
They
word?
they must lack love themselves. There we go. I just read it wrong. They must lack love themselves. So sad. And then she said, keep being you and bringing awareness to adoption. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Like it, when I read that they lack love themselves, that's so true. They don't like freaking who
Hmm.
they are. So they have to go troll it out on the freaking, like, and be like,
Well, and they
makes me
can't. It's
sad.
almost like they don't love themselves and they don't know how to love others. And they don't, it's kind of, I almost feel
Mm-hmm.
sad for people like that because they don't know. I have a feeling that they don't know how
Mm-hmm.
to, that
Yeah.
they've never had an example.
Yeah.
Which at the same time, though, I almost feel like that's something within you as well as something that you're taught.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. 100%
I feel like
agreed.
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
I could be
Yep.
wrong, but I feel like that's right.
No, I agree. Yeah. Like mm, I just can't even like with people.
I just can't believe that somebody would. I mean, I've had people say not that directly, but and it's just kind of like
Oh,
sometimes people just say stupid stuff. I can't
I
even.
had somebody who was going through, infertility and stuff, and she knew I was adopted, and her husband will not adopt because he can't love it like his own. And my jaw just dropped. I was like, he seriously said that? She's like, yeah, that's why we won't take the chance or the risk. And I'm like, but how would you even know unless you try? She's like, he doesn't want to.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to be open minded because I mean I know somebody who like they flat out said like they're just not the type of person to adopt. Okay, you know that
Yeah.
about yourself. I hear you.
Right.
I get
Right.
it. That's fine. But to go that far,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I
my
would
look at,
almost want to talk to people like that to find have them explain it to me.
yeah. And that's the thing is I was like, oh, I'd love to pick your husband's brain. I would love to.
Yeah, like if and it's like and no hate, like no hate to him, whatever. Like you
Correct.
make whatever choice you want to make that's going to work for your life.
Correct.
That's fine.
Yeah.
However, I'm a very, I've had people tell me that I'm a very curious person, accurate. Um, and when I've gotten to that point in my life, when people say things like that I don't understand. I'm like, I have questions. Question one, and then I just start asking questions because I want to understand
Right.
where they're coming from. Because it's
Yeah.
one of those things of if you can help me understand where you're coming from, then
Mm-hmm.
one of two things is going to happen. You're going to be very validated in how you feel,
Right.
or you might have a path of self-discovery that you don't even fully understand why you feel that way, and
Right.
then you'll figure it out. One of the two.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Just,
be really
I,
kind of cool if he came on so we could ask him. He could be
right. I know.
anonymous.
I
He
know.
can leave like his screen off and
Put a
get
different
the
name,
voice
a weird
distorter
name.
app,
Yeah,
put a different
exactly.
name. I mean, we
I
could do
know.
all of that. We'll protect you. We
Yeah.
just have questions. Like
Maybe that's
we
a
just want to
question
understand.
box I'm gonna put on my stories just to see what people think of like why you can't love one like your own. I even hate saying that. That
It
makes me
just, yeah, it
gross.
just doesn't even sound right coming out of your mouth. Like it
No,
just,
it just like how I don't know. Like
yeah, that
I don't understand it because when you get married, you're not the same blood, and then you create
I would hope
and
not. That'd
but
be
you
a
know what
whole
I
verse.
mean?
Like
Yeah.
that's like not okay. Like that's so many levels of not okay.
My gosh. I'm dead over
I'm
here.
just listen. I can do it. I'm from the South. I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to do things like that.
I absolutely love it. It's so freaking funny. Oh no, I love it. No, but seriously. So you guys can probably obviously see our take on. Yes, we would totally adopt because
Absolutely.
we just love it and we've seen the things it can do and we're not saying like and I love how Delancey, what did you say exactly?
I don't know.
You
What
said
did I say?
no, it was really good. You said something about
Which
like
part?
you don't want to like give them. I can't even think of the words. It's not like trying to give them a better one up or something like that. It's kind of along the lines how you were saying that if you were adopt. I like how you put it that way because that's where people get like the white savior complex is it's like oh these white people just want to save these brown babies because they like have more money and and I like how Delancey said that she just wants to create a family and I think that's what it needs
Hmm.
to be about is it's not I'm trying to save someone there you go I'm trying to save someone it's just I want to build a
It's
family and if
yeah.
this is the means to do it I got to do
Yeah.
it this way you know what I mean yeah
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, no, we're not. And then that's the other thing. Y'all just stop telling these women that they're being white saviors. Like, quit. Just stop it. Like, that's not. I'm not gonna go on a tangent. I'm not gonna go on a tangent. I'm not gonna go on a tangent. I'm just gonna say it's not okay for somebody who wants to have a family to tell them they're not doing their family the right way.
do you know what I was just thinking like we should totally have Kim come back on and break down the stigma or the maybe not like the truth about like are white babies more expensive than colored babies. Does that make sense? Have you never
I'm
heard that?
sorry. No.
You've never heard
What?
that. There's a lot of people that say that white babies
So
are
wait,
more expensive than Hispanic babies or black babies because of
that's
race.
confusing because that's very confusing because I'm both, and my mama said I was a pretty penny, so feel like that's not accurate. Feel like there should have been a discount in there somewhere
You
if
were
we're going on that
mixed.
logic. Because I
No.
was mixed, there should be a discount.
No, but even my sister, I remember when she was going through the adoption process too, the same kind of thing. Like supposedly it was my nephew who is black. It was not as much to adopt him as it would have been a white baby. That's what I'm saying. We need to get somebody on so I can smash this myth
Oh,
or
the
whatever.
phone.
Yeah.
That's a real thing? I thought that was made up.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know 100% if it's a real thing. That's just what my sister said, but I don't know if that's really what it was. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm saying. We need to get somebody on who has concrete information. I don't know if Kim would be one of those. She probably would be to like let us know.
I'm like curious about that now too. So like that also raises the question of
Where's my phone? I'm just gonna look and
are
see.
different countries when you adopt internationally, are different countries cheaper? I know they all have different guidelines that they have to follow.
That's
Don't
one of the
tell me that's
reasons.
a yes.
No, well, that's one of the reasons my parents
Oh,
adopted from Colombia too, is because they take out all of that money. So it wasn't near as expensive as it like would have been to do a domestic adoption.
no, that's true. Yeah, I remember you telling me that part.
So stew on
Domestic
that.
adoption is expensive. Domestic adoption is like really expensive, which doesn't really make any sense. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
See, and who knows what this is? I won't even get into it. We're gonna save it for another day. You can go Google that
I
shit
was
if
gonna
you'd
say,
like,
I feel like this is gonna
but
go. We could
we
go
need
into a
to do we
whole
need to
other
do that.
episode.
Yeah, we'll have to do we'll have to do that another time
Whole
because
other episode.
it would be fun to bring somebody on who has experience in that. I know the girl that actually helped me find my birth family, she used to work for an adoption agency. I should see if she'd come on and talk to us and give us like all the lowdowns of it because the ins and
That'd be
outs.
good.
Yeah, to pick her brain on
That'd
it
be
just to
really
see
good.
the ins and outs of an adoption. I mean, but I know like Kim kind of like has her own too. They're just more like the private segue for people
Mm.
versus the big. But it'd just be interesting to see. Anyway, that was really
I have a
off
feeling that we're
topic.
going to end up touching on a whole other slew of topics that we didn't even realize were going to be a thing.
Yep.
Of course, then again, there have been a lot of topics we've talked about that I didn't realize were going to be a thing.
I know, right? It's crazy. That's what I was
Like,
thinking too. Guys, we're like 30 episodes in. This will be episode 31. And I'm just so proud of us. Like, I'm so proud of us. And the crazy thing is, like, the spring will come and we've been doing this. We'll be for like a whole year, right? Didn't we? I think we
mhm.
started in April. Yeah,
I think it was
because
April because I think it
I
was right
went to,
after my
yeah,
birthday.
and I went to Disneyland and I
Yeah.
remember taking the week
Hmm.
off. So, yeah, like, I'm so proud of us. Go team. It's
I'm
amazing.
so proud of us. Well, and it's just, I just think it's fantastic because even if we're just helping one person
Oh, yeah.
to understand or to feel okay, then we're doing our jobs
No, it's so
that
true.
aren't
And
really jobs.
it's crazy how many people that like I have found too, because I've had family and friends help me find people to have come on, and how many people didn't realize that like having a podcast for adoption is like a good thing. They're like, I never would have thought about that. So I'm so glad you're doing one. So it's like, yes. So seriously,
Well,
because
and yeah, it
I
spreads awareness.
no, it's true. And I know there's so many. And I personally like the ones because I'm an adoptee. That's why. And same with Delancey, because I feel like our perspective is a lot. And I'm not trying to disregard like adoptive parents, but we can give you the real ins and outs of being like an adoptee, the nitty gritty of that shit versus, and I'm not discrediting
Mhm.
adoptive parents, but like it's a little bit different when you've lived through it and you're actually adopted and you can, yeah,
Mhm.
walk the walk and talk the talk. And
Well, and you're going through those feelings and you've had because as much as like my parents are amazing, like your parents are amazing. Our parents are great,
yes.
but they didn't have people look at them and say, things like they're not your real parents. I'm
Yep.
telling you, like that's still like sparks feistiness in me when people say that.
I just don't understand it.
Because I almost want to be like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and we didn't have like there's a girl that I know. I know her mom really well, and I know her pretty well too. She's in junior high, and she had somebody tell her that her oh God, it's awful, but like her mom's just pretending that she's adopted, that her mom just doesn't know who her dad is. And like she's adopted, like she is adopted. She's an international adoptee. And I'm just going, oh my, who said that? But like that's the kind of thing that I mean though, is like as an adoptive parent, you can say like you can sympathize and you can do your best to empathize, but unless you're an adoptee that has experienced
Yeah.
these types of things, I mean, you've pointed out millions of times, and I'm going to agree with you on it. It's like we choose joy,
Yeah.
we choose happiness, we choose
Yeah.
like we may have those moments, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's your friends are like, I'm really thankful we're doing this.
I
30
agree.
episodes,
I
30
know.
episodes,
I
30
know. And the thing too,
episodes.
we've been through
Mm.
shit. Don't make it seem like we haven't gone through hardship
Oh
because
my
we have.
God, yeah.
And there's probably more of it on the way because that's just freaking life. But it's like we've learned how to combat it more the older we get, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. But we've gone through
Hmm.
crap. We've been in places where we can be like, everybody sucks. I hate life. Everything's stupid. No, 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 no. You know what I mean? We both have.
The
Like,
worst.
it's just life.
And you know what? None of that was because I was adopted. It's because I made some really crappy choices and I had to deal with
Amen.
consequences. Just throwing that out there.
No, I love that because we need to reiterate that. We always reiterate that because it's true.
Hmm.
As much as we
Hmm.
love adoption, there's things that just don't make us just special. Because I mean, we are pretty badass because we're adopted, but you know what I mean. Like, there's not just special things because we're adopted. So you're only gonna act that way. Or you're only gonna feel that way. No, I'm not, Marianne. So it's fine. Anyway.
You just called out Mary. Who is Marianne? She friends with Deborah
And Rhonda. Yep.
and Rhonda.
I love how you say them. Deborah, Rhonda, it's my favorite.
Deborah, Rhonda. I'm just saying, like, you have to put a little bit of like say it with your chest, a little emphasis on it. Like,
Yeah,
are you
but
kidding?
I don't have that
Deborah?
beautiful southern that you have. Mine's more like,
Oh
yeah.
shoot, girl. Girl. I can't remember what I said. I said something the other day and somebody went, and they were like, the twang was twanging. You must be mad. And I was like, don't even talk to me. And they're like, oh, okay.
That's
So, and I
hilarious.
was like, I need a minute. Like, I'm not feeling this.
Oh, and
Yeah.
that's my favorite thing is you can tell when Delancey's very heated or passionate about something because that southern drawl comes right out.
It really
It's my
does.
favorite.
If I feel strongly about something, it's
It's my
just,
favorite. No, I love it. Anything else
I
you want
don't,
to share on like
I guess I just, ooh, that was a lot. Sorry. That was a lot. Really just, going back to the 30 episodes, like really? This
this will
one's
be
our 30th?
31. 31. This will
This
be
will be
31
31?
when it drops.
Dang.
Yeah.
Um, Huge thank you to everybody who has been with us and who has joined us and who has shared our content because I know there have been some episodes that have been shared more than others.
Yes.
Um, just because of the familiarity with the people who are on. Uh, but thank you for that. Like,
Agreed.
thanks.
I mirror everything
Because
Delancey says because even if it was just one person, like it just you guys supporting us because we
mhm,
don't do this to get paid. Like we do not. We do this to help people and to it's something that we
that
take out of our own personal lives to come on. I'm not gonna lie, I love it because I get like an hour with Delancey every Tuesday.
I know it's so much fun. I love it so much.
But you know what I mean? Like we do this because we have such a passion for it and it's something that we want to help and it's not like my mom asked me, she's like, do you get paid for it? I'm like, no, there's ways you can. I said, but quite frankly, I don't want stupid ads stuck in the middle of our crap. Like, can we
Don't
pause to have you guys
either.
here for this ad? Like, no, we just
And
want
it's
to sit.
so uncomfortable. It's
It
so out of the
is.
blue. Like you could be
It
mid sentence
is.
and then it doesn't add for like something
Yep.
stupid.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to what you were saying mid sentence.
Yep.
You're just going,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think stuff like that's kind of,
No, I agree
like I've
100%.
stopped. Ugh.
No. So thank you for being here and letting us do this and grind. And I'm excited to see where we're at when we hit our year mark. And I'm excited to see even like where we're at a year from now. Like, because it's just awesome because the first year is where you grind and you grow and then things are just going to
Mhm.
explode. We've got so much in store that we want to do too that's not just with the podcast, like something we're probably going to have to push to the spring, which is totally okay just cuz holidays, you forget how busy holidays get. And you know what I mean?
Holidays and
Yeah.
jobs and
Yeah.
families
Yeah.
and
So, it's
all
good.
all the all the things.
Yeah, we say it all the time. We're not going anywhere. So, but
No,
seriously, I mirror
absolutely not.
everything that Delancey said. Thank you. We like keep showing up because we know that we're here to help people and we can help change people's lives. And thank you not only
Mhm.
supporting us on our YouTube or our podcast, but our YouTube channel too. Like there's days we get,
And our Instagram.
yeah,
And
yes,
our
yes,
like, I
yes,
mean, they
yes.
it's one of those things where it's I just remember when we got so excited. We had like I think it was 5 followers on Instagram. We're like, that's
Yes.
amazing. And I mean, now we're up to 115, but like that's 115 people who have chosen
To follow
chosen
us.
to follow us. Not
Yeah.
because we go around and we do the little trendy dances or
Oh,
anything, or because,
but they
we
will
look
happen
hot,
when we
even though
meet
we
in
are hot.
person.
Yeah.
The
I
dances
feel
will
like,
happen when we meet in person.
oh my gosh, can you imagine? Like, that's gonna have to be like a whole thing.
We're gonna have
Like,
to have people come with us when we meet and record us meeting.
and
Like
record it.
that's
Yes.
yes, yeah,
That's gonna be
because
like, yeah, that's gonna be a whole thing.
huge. I'm excited for that.
See, and that's something for them to look forward to because it's only gonna
I
get bigger
know.
and better. And then when we finally meet in person, it's gonna
I
be
know.
explosive.
I know. I'm so excited. It's awesome. It's amazing. Okay. Well, thanks guys for joining us again.
Mhm.
And just be excited for everything that we have in store because we've got some really awesome things coming up. So just stay tuned
Yes, we
and
do.
we're so excited. Okay. Bye guys.